In this video, we'll show how Clarity can pool samples, or rather allow you to track how the samples will be pooled. In the protocol that I'm running samples through today, in my fifth step, step 5, the step has been configured to be a pooling step. So I'm going to just choose the samples from the project that I'm working on. We'll add those to the ice bucket. And some people might store their store their pools in tubes or plates. I'm going to choose plates for this one, although I accept that may be a little unusual. And let's begin work. And this is the pool creator screen. This is where we can select pools and tell Clarity which samples from the source plate are going to be placed into that pool. If I just widen the column here, if we look here, my indexing strategy was such that each row of the source plate contains the same index. So all of the A's contain the same index, all of the B's contain the same index. And knowing how the samples have been indexed is obviously sort of crucial to building the pools, but the system will help you. So for example, if I try to take 2 samples from column A and put them into pool 1, the system won't let me. I can't pool samples with duplicate labels. So by default, Clarity will try to prevent the expensive mistakes that happen when mispooling occurs and samples with the same index are placed into the same pool. So we have indexed the samples by row, which means that we should pool by column. So obviously we've got 12 columns. I'll need 12 pools. So let me go ahead and add more pools. And I can select a column of samples and drag them into the pool. So this is quite clicky, and like most things, if a particular protocol says that samples shall be pooled to a particular set of rules, then we would recommend automating that either through a custom script using the API or using one of the toolkits that Illumina provides. So I've gone ahead and I've built my 12 pools. Obviously each one contains 8, and I am free to go in and name each pool. Etc. And if we look at the sample list, we'll get a new tab in the browser, and this will show the composition for each pool. So we get to see the sample name, the reagent name, and also which source well it came from in the source plate, etc. So this can be quite useful. You can print this and take it to the bench and help you record the information. Help you pool the correct samples together actually at the bench, not just in Clarity. So since I asked the system to store my pools in a destination plate, the next part of the step will be to actually say, okay, which pool goes in which well. So I'm going to say by row and select all 12 and drag them over, and as you would expect, it will place them in the correct row. And obviously there is a corresponding sample list for this as well. So on the record details step, we're not recording reagent lots here. Obviously it's not that type of step, and actually there isn't much to do here. I have though set up the system to say that we can record the concentration and the concentration units of each sample if we know them. So that may be a separate step in which we record the QC, or maybe we just assume that we will do QC on the pools and actually we can enter the concentrations into this step. But when I've gone ahead and entered all of the values, I'm free to go to the next step screen and finish the step as normal.